Hello there, guys. This is E-Trout12, the Blue Wolf. How you guys doing? Yeah, sorry I haven't been around all that long for so long. I meant to say I'm bad at talking, as you guys can see. But yeah, how you guys doing? I'm not dead. Thought I should at least do a review video of one of the new games I've gotten recently. Gotten this on Christmas. So what I'm going to review right now is the full version of Fighting EX Layer. Fighting EX Layer is a fighting game made by Arika. I don't know if anybody knows who Arika is, but Arika is basically a company that had ex-Capcom employees. They're known for the Street Fighter EX series. They're known for Fighting Layer. They're known for Tetris the Grandmaster. All that other stuff. That one underwater game,
Fighting
whatever it is.
EX Layer.
But yeah, here's the actual title screen for the game. Originally, there was a placeholder title screen in the beta demo. So yeah, I also want to make this as a continuation of that review. This time, a part 2 review of Fighting EX Layer, because I only reviewed the beta. I haven't been able to do actual gameplay for it, other than in the training mode, because I didn't have PlayStation Plus. I still don't have PlayStation Plus right now. So without further ado, let's do this. This is Fighting EX Layer. Alright, so as you guys can see, the menu is still familiar looking, just like in the beta. However, you got information down there, and you got more stuff on here. Well, I can't say more stuff. The only thing different is that it has this arcade mode. Okay, so just like in the beta, you also got online versus, offline versus, which wasn't available at the time. And this leads to a problem that I have with the offline versus mode. In the offline versus mode, you're only capable of playing with only a second player. You can't fight against the artificial intelligence under your own your own desire of playing the game without going to arcade mode. And originally, this game didn't even have an arcade mode either, so you have no choice but to play this or play this. And back then, I heard that this game had delay-based netcode, and recently I had experienced delay-based netcode. It always did look bad to me, but actually experiencing it firsthand, especially in Smash Brothers, oh my god, the input delay was just, ugh. So yeah, I can see why people want rollback. This game actually has rollback now. So I guess that's good. I'm not really that obsessed or that hooked on playing games online. I mostly grew up playing games offline, fighting games especially. So I always had fun playing offline. I don't really need another person to play fighting games with. And I understand why people like playing fighting games with other people, because artificial intelligence tends to fall under a certain pattern and stuff like that. And then you have to wind up cheesing in, and sometimes it don't really feel that satisfactory. But for the most part, I have fun playing fighting games offline. I do. And I do get where the rhetoric of fighting games should only be played by other people. Fighting games are made to be played by other people. I understand the rhetoric, but I don't agree with it. I just don't. Fighting games, just like any other genre, is made for the same purpose, just subjective entertainment. And if people have fun being competitive, if people have fun having serious competition, that's you. Do you. More power to you. I don't have no problem with it, really. I know some people who are competitive and only play online, mostly play online. I just like to do it as an option. So, gladly, this game is not an online-only game, so there's that. Obviously. But yeah. But now you got an arcade mode in here, which was a free DLC patch, and one of the patches to this game back when this game, I believe, came out in 2018. So yeah, you only got 3 difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. You got a training mode in here. You got an expert mode. You got a gougi mode. Well, not really a gougi mode. This is more like a gallery for the gougi decks. And you got an options mode. And then there's the PlayStation Store. I hate DLC so fucking much. I hate microtransactions. I feel DLC is only supposed to be for PC gamers, because that's the thing I hate about consoles nowadays, is that consoles feel like they're just trying to be like PCs now. Games and console games all just feel like they're just trying to be like PC games now, and like it's killing consoles for me. It really is. Like, I'm not saying PC is the way to go. Like, to me, PC is just another gaming platform, but I just don't like where video games are headed out. Like, I'm just an old soul inside a young man's body. But yeah. So yeah, you got microtransactions that gotta be paid for, like Hokuto, one of the first DLC, one of the first characters that was revealed for the game, now being DLC. And you got Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters in here, which is actually kind of cool. Alright, so I want to show off the options mode first. So here you go. We got the system settings, not really much in here. You got tournament mode settings, and you got easy combo settings. I never use the easy combos in here, so I don't know how it's like. But it's a good idea to use if you're a novice or if you're trying to get into fighting games. I made a video some time ago in response to people who are having a hard time getting into fighting games, the problems that come with getting into fighting games and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're somebody who's struggling with fighting games, or you're trying to get into fighting games and you just aren't that good or don't feel that good or confident, just use easy combo settings. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't listen to those more stupid side of the FGC. Like, if I were you, I wouldn't listen to the FGC. If I were you, I wouldn't even watch the gameplay that the FGC does, because the thing is that you look at that gameplay, you see how good they are, and you want to strive to be like that, when the thing is that's going to take a lot of time. That's going to take a lot of time. Like, I've been playing fighting games for like almost more than 2 decades now, and like, even I'm not that good. So yeah, you got the system settings, and here's the controller settings. You get to set the controls any way you like. I basically have mine on the default settings. It's custom, but it's mostly default. So, and you got sound settings in here. Alright, so you got the volume for music, you got the volume for sound effects, you got the volume for voices, you got the volume for the announcer, and you also have the choice of actually having not only the game's original soundtrack, but you also can change it to the extra music, which is just random tracks placed randomly inside the game from older entries of the series. If you consider this a series, at least, because this is supposed to be considered like just a spiritual successor to both Street Fighter EX and Fighting Layer. I would actually consider this a sequel to Fighting Layer. But yeah, I like the default setting better, because I feel like it would have been better if like Arika just like made a jukebox mode like in Tekken 7, where you get to place all the music where you want it at, instead of it being like randomly placed for you. Because I don't really like Sharon's theme song being like the main menu theme song. I think it would have just been like better if they just had a jukebox mode. So I tend to leave it on default. The soundtrack is really good anyway, so at least in my opinion. Like, it may not be everybody else's cup of tea, so I can't speak for everybody else. And here you got display options. Nothing much. You just position where you want the health bar at, and you want the Gougi decks at. Because I like seeing more of the characters more, but I also like to see the whole entire health bar and the portraits that come with it. I put it down a little bit further, and I put this down a little bit further as well, because it didn't feel like it really needed to be that high. Alright, so you got the credits right here. You already know what credits is, and you got the copyright information. You already know what that is. I don't really need to show you guys both those things. Alright, so let me show you guys actually, no. Let me show you guys the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Some gameplay. Alright, so first off, I want to talk about the roster. I think the roster is good. Arika doesn't really have that many fighters altogether. Even with the Fighting Layer cast, and even some missing EX characters, it's still not that many. I hope that Arika does one day revisit the idea of making another fighting game. Hopefully this time they'll add both the EX and add the OG Fighting Layer characters, and add in the missing characters like Ace and Cycloid, for example. But yeah, this is the roster right here. So the launch roster is basically going from Kairi all the way up to Non-SA, or Sanane in this case, and Shirase all the way up to Hayate in this case. And you got a random select, of course. What fighting game don't have a random select? That'd be stupid. And then you got one of the first announced characters of this game as a DLC. I don't know what the fuck Arika was thinking. I also have a download code for the character. However, it's expired, so I can't get her, sadly. I had to buy a Japanese... I'll have to buy a Japanese PlayStation gift card in order to get her. And I'll probably get Terry too and everything else. Terry actually looks cool in this game. Terry looks cool. And now for the DLC characters, the free DLC characters. Perna was free, Area was free, Sharon was free, and Volcano Rosso was free. So that's enough of that. You got 12 characters that went up to 14 characters, 18 characters if you count the paid DLC. So now let me show you guys some gameplay. I'm gonna pull him because I've been having a pull him kick lately. I mean, you can't blame me, she's hot. All right, so you got the Gougi decks right here. And now this is gonna lead to me having like another issue with the game. It's a small issue, it's not a big deal, but it's still an issue that I have with this game. You don't have the option of playing without a Gougi deck. Like there's no Gougi deck mode. So you got all these Gougi decks right here. 2 of them are DLC, but you get to be able to play them for free if you have your internet connected. So like there's that. I always use the aggro Gougi deck because I feel that was the least broken out of all of them so far. And here's the command tap right here. So once again, if you are a novice, if you are a beginner, if you are somebody trying to just get into fighting games and you're not really confident in your abilities and you also want to have fun and just try to get some wins in there, I would suggest you play the progressive mode. If you're like me and other experienced fighting game fans, stuff like that, you obviously would pick the classic mode. The classic mode is how it controls like any other fighting game so far. Like, it's just classic controls. All right, so what you also have is that you got 2 character colors. Each character has 2 different colors. There's also 2 different colors that are also DLC as well, silver and gold. Sadly, they don't have any more colors than just 4 total. I wish they also had their nostalgic costumes too, or alternative costumes, because Pullum in this case has like 2 costumes. Same with Hokuto. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this shit. I also like the presentation, because like this is like a more finished, evolved version of the fighting sample for the 3DS. If anybody doesn't know what fighting sample is, it was like another pitch that Arika had for Street Fighter EX4 back in the day when it was going to be on 3DS. I'm glad it's on PS4 because I don't have a 3DS, sadly. I want one, but I don't. So yeah, I like how this game feels. I like how it looks. I like how it sounds. I like how it plays and everything. You got chain combos in here. Unlike in the previous EX games and the fighting layer game, you also get the back dash and you also get the run as well without it being like an automatic thing. And you also can still chain super combos like you could back in the day. And I just won that one. Alright. And now here is like another small gripe I got with the game. Not that it kills the game, not that it kills the fun for me, but the one problem that I always have with this game is that it's not a 3D fighter like it used to be. Like, this is going to lead to that debate of like whether Street Fighter EX and Fighting Layer are 3D fighters. I'm on the side that believes that they are 3D fighters, mainly because they have rotating stages, so that's enough for it to be a 3D fighter in my opinion, because 2.5D fighters don't usually rotate. But yeah. It's not really a 3D fighter anymore like it was when they first shown this game off back in 2017 when they first was trying to do a prank video on everybody. But yeah. And I understand it's not really supposed to be like this huge fighting game. I understand that. I know Arika doesn't have a lot of money in their company and stuff like that. I do hope that Arika does revisit the idea and start making some improvements. Hopefully making Fighting EX Layer more like a 3-dimensional fighter this time with more characters too. But yeah, other than that, I like this game. I like how it plays. I think this game is really good. A lot of people think this game is like mediocre, and like people have their opinions. Opinions vary. Everybody has an opinion, just like everybody has an asshole. That's what my professor in college used to say. But yeah. I always like how this game looks. Like this game just looks so good when you're actually playing it yourself and not watching gameplay online. Like I love that they use Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine looks really good. I don't know if all Unreal Engine games look this good, but this looks definitely good. Ooh. I also love that you can chain super combos, not throws. Like doing combos in this game is just like so satisfying. Even if it's not really like a long combo or anything like that. It's just really satisfying. I just love it. Alright. I also love how this game's presentation is like. I like the character intros, I like the character outros, I like the in-game character win animations too. Kind of reminiscent of how like two-dimensional fighting games used to be like back in the day. Like in Under Night and Birth. Well, that's not really back in the day. Under Night and Birth ain't that old yet. It's almost 10 years old, but ain't that old yet. But like, yeah. Usually in two-dimensional fighters, you always see like in-game winning animations the characters do. And I always love that. I always love that. And I like that they kept it in here. They also did that same thing for Guilty Gear Xrd as well. So yeah, there's that. Honestly, this game has really good presentation, in my opinion. And now we're just waiting for this game to load. I know a lot of people hate loading times. I don't really mind. I don't really mind loading times. Doesn't take that long to me. Probably because I'm patient. I do like a lot of these character redesigns. Some of them look the same while looking slightly different. And I know you guys probably want me to kick Shadow's ass, or you want to see him kick my ass, stuff like that. But yeah, this isn't a playthrough video. I'm just reviewing it. Thinking about streaming this at some point too, if I ever have the time or energy. Alright, so that's the arcade mode. Like I already said, I can't really show you guys the offline versus because I don't got anybody to play with. And now I want to show you guys the gougi section. So this shows you all the gougi decks that you have currently and all the ones you may want to pay for. So yeah, because I'm online, 2 of them are free. For right now, 2 of them are free to use. However, I can't really use them offline because once again they're DLC, they're behind a paywall. So if you want to keep using any of the free ones, there's only 2 out of like, I don't know how many. But yeah, only 2 of them are free for right now until you pay for them. So yeah, these are all the gougi decks right here. I wish they had a no gougi mode, I really do. And this shows you what the icons in the gougi decks, what they stand for, what they mean, and stuff like that. So, an example, Rampage, for example, how to trigger it. You do over 40 damage in a single combo, so keep hitting somebody till the damage is like 40 damage altogether. And the effect tells you what it does. Damage increases the more you attack. And it goes all the way down here to the blue icons right here. Not that many of the blue icons, but I don't hate the gougi decks. I honestly don't hate the gougi decks. Like, they don't feel like so busted to the point where like it's not really fun and it's just like a mess. Like the gougi decks are actually a whole lot better than I thought they were. I was actually kind of concerned myself back when I heard of the gougi decks back in the day. But Arika actually pulled it off. They really pulled it off. Alright, so now the expert mode. Now if you guys know me, I'm not that good with challenges and stuff like that. I don't really like doing challenges in fighting games, and I know a lot of people like doing that in fighting games. But I really wish Arika didn't add a challenge mode. Oh my god. Because I tend to have completionist settings. I mean, completionist tendencies. So right about now, you're going to see that I did not do any of the challenges. And like I said, I had completionist tendencies, so that's why I didn't really do it. Because I know I'm gonna complete some, and then eventually I'm gonna get into that habit of trying to complete every single fucking thing. And I don't feel like going through the headache. I really don't feel like going through the headache. And I know people are gonna say get good or suck less. I will keep trying. I will at least keep trying to get better. But I ain't doing these challenges. Fuck that. Even on progressive, I'm not doing the challenges. Fuck that. Some people are probably gonna say it's not that hard, but I mean, it's not that hard to you. It's not that hard to you. There's a difference between a game being easy and you just being good at the game. Like, not everybody's good, sadly. I kind of wish I was, though. I kind of wish I was. But not too good, not too good. I at least want to still have fun playing games the way I do. Once again, you don't see any challenges completed. Yeah, I'm not doing it on progressive, and I'm sure as hell not doing it on classic, so no. Alright, so I showed you that. Now I'm gonna go into the training mode. So the training mode is like any other training mode you ever seen in a fighting game. But there is one like distinct difference between this training mode and between any other training mode that's in any other fighting game. And I'm gonna show you guys once this game loads. Damn, Shirase is sexy. She is so sexy. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the display because that's usually what I have off. Alright. So I like the training stage. I like the training stage a lot. It's just a normal basic training stage, all checkered pattern up and everything like that. I kinda like it though. It's kinda charming. It's kinda charming. Some of the characters also have new animations and stuff, like Kairi's new fighting stance right there. Somewhat new fighting stance. It's very reminiscent of his old one, but it also has another animation where he gets into that like stance that he just did like a couple of seconds ago. Kind of like Ryu does in Street Fighter V. But yeah. One difference between the training mode and other training modes in other fighting games is that you actually get to do a Kumite mode. Oh wait, I'm doing the wrong shit. Alright, so you actually can do a Kumite mode right here. And that's another problem that I tend to have with this game. It's not a big problem either, but it's still a slight issue that I feel like Arika could have done better at. They should have used the Kumite mode to be like another mode. And I know a lot of people are going to debate with me about that because like it doesn't require much loading and stuff like that in most fighting games. Like I'm about to show you now after I beat Shirase up. I hate to do that because I love her so much. Ooh. Ooh. The gougi helped her out. Yeah, I really love that presentation. Like you see right here, it didn't really require that much loading as you see right there. Now I'm fighting Nanase, another girl I love. So yeah, I kind of wish that Arika did make this a separate mode on the main menu screen. Because another thing I also have against the Kumite mode in here is also because I'm on the same place. I'm in the same place. Same music and everything. Like, it's just the same place that we're at the whole time, and it will start to get old eventually. I'm fighting all the girls I love right now. But yeah, like we're at the same place, hearing the same thing. Like I'd rather deal with loading screens than like be here the whole entire time doing Kumite mode. Because I love Kumite mode in here, but like I feel like it just should have been a separate mode. where we can just go on the different stages and everything like that, hear different music and stuff like that. I kind of wish they did it like that. Alright, that's all I got to show right there. Alright, now let's see, anything else? The only other thing is that network reconnect. Alright, so the reason why you have that, and it should be pretty self-explanatory if you read that, but the reason why you have that, for those who don't know, is because when we're offline and we're playing the game and it gets offline, it doesn't reconnect to the internet, so you got to do it manually. I don't really mind that. It's not really like a problem or issue or anything like that. It's nice to have it there. Something about that I find a little bit charming. But yeah, so far that's it. Nothing really much to show you guys. It's not really a huge fighting game. It doesn't have that much to do, but it is a fun game that it just keeps you invested. For me, it just kept me invested. Like, I've been playing this game for 2 months right about now, and I'm still invested in this game. I love it so much. The characters are fun. The characters feel good. They feel like they haven't disappeared for 20 years. But like at the same time, that leads to like another like slight issue, is that most characters in this game tend to have the same animations for many things that they do in here from the past games, such as like when they walk backwards or when they walk forward, certain punches and kicks that they use, things like that. So some things are like still like the same. We're still seeing like 90s animations in some characters, movements and abilities. I mean it's not that big a deal, but Arika also doesn't have that much money either. This is like the first like fighting game that Arika had released in over 20 years at the time. So this is just like more of a passion project. It was more of an indie game. It's not really meant to be like this huge fighting game. This fighting game is actually not even supposed to exist. This isn't even supposed to exist. That's the amazing part too. That it wasn't supposed to exist, but it does. And I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful to Arika, really, for this game. So despite some of its issues though, I think this is a really great game. I think it's really outstanding. It's more fun. It's more fun than it seems. Despite how it launched. It had a Street Fighter 5-ish launch too. But what made it for is that Arika was generous enough to give us some free characters and everything. So yeah. This game is actually pretty solid. I think this game is really solid. Like, it could be me just being biased, but like I'm looking at this as objectively as I can, and I don't really see much issue with the game, really. I don't really see too big issues. There's like nothing like really that wrong with the game. So if I had to really give a rating on this game, I would give it an 8.5. This game gets an 8.5 from me. The game doesn't really have that much to offer. You don't have that much to do, but the gameplay is just so much fun to the point where like you can just keep playing over and over and over again. And the arcade mode, it's just fun to play. It's just really fun to play. If you like a challenge and you're playing hard mode, you'll eventually get that challenge, especially if you're fighting like the last character. It depends on how good you are at the game as well, because those who are like too good at the game tend to not have that much fun playing against the artificial intelligence. So yeah, but other than that, the game is really solid. It's a solid 8.5 for me. That's all I really got to say. So yeah, that's my review on Fighting EX Layer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So that's it. See you guys next time.